Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Welcome. Come on, like, share, tag, let someone know that Lala is on this morning to come on in the room. Come on in the room. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever you are joining me, I am Pastor Lysandra Brooks, aka your girl Lala, the queen of conquering, helping, hurting, and struggling women to conquer life issues, one issue at a time. Share, tag, like, please let everyone know that Pastor Lysandra Brooks is on this morning. excuse me. I want to come on real quick. I want to share a little something and encourage us on today. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to be informed. I want you to be enlightened. I want you to be the best you can be, even in your frustration. I want you to be the best you can be. If you can say this with me as you see the tickler strolling at the bottom of the screen as you join me live here this morning, I want you to say, I have had enough. Sometimes we just get sick and tired. We get sick and tired. We have had enough. And until we get to the point, until we get to the resolve, until we get to the place where we are sick and tired and we say, I've had enough, it's time to change. It's time to do something different. That's when you will do something different. I have had enough. And guess what? I am more than enough. I am more than that. I am better than that. I can do better than that. I can rock better than that. I am ready to come up out of my low place. I'm ready to come out of my place of grief. I'm ready to come out of my place of sorrow. I'm ready to come out of my place of disappointment. I'm ready to come out of my place of impoverishment. I'm ready to come out of my place of selfishness. I'm ready to come out of hiding. I'm ready to come out, and I'm coming out swinging. I'm coming out fighting. Who am I talking to on this very Thursday, thriving Thursday morning? Greeting, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are joining me, whether you are here with me live on this morning, because it is indeed morning where I am. So wherever you are joining me live, or you will simply watch or catch the replay a little bit later, perhaps you will catch me on TikTok or some other platform. But I want you to be encouraged today, and I want you to get to the point to where you say, I've had enough, and I'm more than enough. I'm bigger than that. I'm better than that. I can do better. I can live better. I can act better. All things better, all things new on this thriving Thursday. You can do all things through Christ. You can do all things through Christ that give you the strength and give you the ability. I want to read to us. I want to talk simply a little bit of passage to let you know that you are more than enough, and you're not a quitter. I don't want you to ever to quit. I don't want you to ever give up. I don't want you to ever think that it's too late. There was a story in First Samuel, the first chapter in the Bible, First Samuel in the first chapter. And the story is about a man that was married, Elkanah, and he had two wives. And every year they went up to offer sacrifice. Every year, one time a year, they went up to make their sacrifice and to worship, right? And the second wife that he had was named Penina. I'm sorry, y'all, my sinuses are draining. The first wife I want to talk about is Penina. And Penina was able to bear him children. So he had children by Penina, but he did not have any children by Hannah. Hannah wanted children so bad. And then you got the other woman over here tormenting you and torturing you and picking at you and said, oh, I got children. Look at all my beautiful kids. Look what I have. This is Johnny. This is Mary. This is Ben. This is Lulu. And this, you don't have, where your kids at? Can you imagine? It's the very thing that you want, you desire deep down within, you can't have. You are in your barren place. You cannot produce. I want to talk to those that feel like their dreams are dead. I want to talk to those today that feel like you cannot live. You cannot go on. And the very thing that you have been reaching for, the very thing that you have been trying to obtain, the very thing that you have been trying to get to and that you want. And it seems like everybody's getting there before you. It seems like your situation is dead. It seems like you're barren and you cannot produce. If you try everything within you, you cannot produce. It is not working. It is not happening. You're getting frustrated in the push. You're getting frustrated in the dry place. You're getting frustrated in the drought. You're getting frustrated in your barren place. I want to talk to you on this morning to encourage you. Get enough. When you get enough, when you've had enough, when you're sick and tired, you're going to do something about it. And you realize that you're more than enough. And you might say, well, I can't do nothing about my situation. Who am I? Look, Hannah, let me read. Let me start reading at the 10th verse. 1 Samuel, the 1st chapter. I'm going to start reading it around, I'm going to start at the 9. So Hannah rose up after they had eaten in Shiloh and after they had drunk. Now Eli, the priest, sat up on the seat by a post of the temple of the Lord. And she was so in bitterness. She was in bitterness of soul. And she prayed unto the Lord until she wept sore. Verse 11. And she vowed a vow and said, O Lord of hosts. She had got sick and tired, y'all. Y'all hear me and hear me well on this morning. She had gotten fed up. She said, listen, I'm tired of this heifer coming up in my face day after day and throwing up what all she has. But one thing that she didn't have was the love of Elkanah. He liked her. He was good. He married her enough. He cared about her enough to marry her and produce some children. But his love in his heart, because he cared for Hannah so much, he gave her a double portion. He gave her a double portion. There was nothing that Hannah could not get from Elkanah, but one thing, and that was a child, because the Lord had closed up her womb. Can you think about this? Perhaps you haven't produced because the Lord has shut you up. He shut up your womb so you can't produce. It's not producing time, but there is an appointed time that you shall produce. Have you thought about you not ready for that thing right now? You can't move in it right now. You can't act in it right now. You can't go forth in it right now because it's not the time. There is a time and there is a season under the heavens. There is a time and there is a season under the sun. There is a time and there is a season for everything. She was barren. The Lord shut up her womb. It wasn't because of a medical condition. It wasn't because they wasn't getting it in. It wasn't because of anything natural. The Lord shut up her womb. It was a purpose. Come on. He's trying to get her somewhere. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it, and what you're willing to do to get there? When you get sick and tired of going around the circle, when you get sick and tired and you're ready to come off the Ferris wheel, you're ready to come off the not the Ferris wheel, the other thing that goes around. When you get sick and tired of ready to come off, going around and about in circles, the merry-go-round. That's what I'm trying to say, the merry-go-round. Thank you, Holy Spirit. When you get sick and tired of being in that cycle, when you get sick and tired of just seeing the same old thing, and you want better, you're going to do something about it. Verse 11, and she vowed a vow and said unto the Lord of hosts, if thou wilt indeed look on the afflictions of thine handmaid, and remember me, and not forget thine handmaid, but will give unto thine handmaid a man child. She knew the importance of having a man child to carry on the lineage. It was very important for a man to be produced. You can have all the girls you want. You can have 10, 15. It doesn't matter. You got to have a male son in the family. Come on. Then I will give him unto the Lord all the days of his life. Better not to make a vow and don't pay it. Better not to tell the Lord, Lord, if you do this for me, this is one time. If you do this for me, I promise you, Lord, when I get myself together, I'm going to do right. If you do this one thing for me, Lord, I promise you, I ain't going to do it no more. I'm not going to do it again. Lord, if you just do, can we really genuinely go to the Lord and when we make those vows, keep those vows, purpose to keep those vows? But sometimes we go in knowing good and doggone well that we're not going to do it. We're not going to keep it. Once we get what we want, what that remind you of? Some men in life, once they get what they want, bye, I'm gone. They make you all these promises, tell you how much they will love you. And then once they get the pearl, once they get the gem, once they get the goodies and the cookies, what? Deuces. You can't find them with a flashlight in the daylight. Who am I talking to? All of us this morning. Been there, done that. So can we make a vow unto the Lord and keep it? Earnestly keep it. I'm not saying we don't fall short, but some of us, we get these, we want this stuff so bad that we step out and we say these things and knowing our intentions are not good. But if we're intentional and we happen to drop the ball, repent and get back on the course. Okay, it says, I will give unto him the Lord all the days of his life, and there shall no razor come upon his head. How bad do you want it? When you're sick and tired and you've had enough and realize that you're more than enough. Hannah had to get it in on the inside of her of who she was. I know who I am. I have a relationship with my Father. I'm sorry, y'all. Allergies are doing whatever this morning. I have a relationship. Therefore, God, this is where I am. I am tired of being ridiculed. I'm tired of being picked on. I'm tired of this woman throwing up stuff in my face day after day. I got to live with this woman. I got to live with her children. I got to see my husband take care of her children, and I don't have nothing. As far as a male child to take, for him to love and for him to take care of, for him to take under his wings, for him to show him, to him to groom him and to show him how to do things and how to mold him and show him how to be a man and train him and teach him to grow up to be a man. I don't have that. But she come to realize I know how I can get it. Have mercy on me this morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Have mercy upon me, Lord. Just here, I'm your handmaid. I can't do this thing. Me and Elkanah, we've been working it out, but ain't nothing coming out. We've been getting it in, and ain't nothing in there. So can you do something for me? I promise if you do this thing, I just want it so bad, Lord. But if you can find it in your heart to grace me, to open my womb, because he shut it up. Now, she might didn't know he shut it up, but he shut it up. The word tells us he did. If you could open up my womb and allow me to conceive a male child, a man, a boy, a male, I promise I'm going to give him back to you. She kept her promise. I got to go, but I want to encourage you. How bad do you want it? I am enough. You are enough. When you come to the realization and recognize you have everything that you need on the inside of you, because the power of the Most High is on the inside of you, you can ask whatever you will. You can boldly go to the throne of grace. You can boldly go to him and say, Lord, this is your servant. This is your daughter. Jesus, I'm your sister. I'm in the royal family. I'm a royal priesthood, a holy nation. Yeah, I'm peculiar. I'm a little strange. I'm a little weird. I may be out of place sometimes, but Lord, if you do this for me, I promise you, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to give him back to you. Now, how many of us, we'll park this and I'm going to leave it, can ask for that son and get him, and you're willing to take him back after he's been weaned and take him back to serve God, leave him at the temple? The very thing that you wanted is now not even in your household. Jesus, get the revelation. It's not even in your household. You cried out for this thing that you wanted so bad, but because you honored your word, you gave him back to the Lord, which meant he was with Eli. He was at the temple. He was being trained in the things of God. The very thing you prayed for, you done gave it back. But yet, you knew you had a son. And Samuel grew up to be great. So I want you to know that whatever dead thing is in your life, it can be resurrected. You just got to know how to speak to it. You got to go to the source and know how to tap into the source. You got to know how to draw from the well. You can have a well full of water. Come on, Holy Spirit. You got to have a well that's been dug deep and it's got good fresh water in it, but you got to know how to access it. If you don't have the right utensils, tools, mechanisms, and resources and the wherewithal to come up with how you can get it, you will die thirst. You will be one thirsty sister or brother. You will be one thirsty individual. You will be parched. Why? And you could have the bucket. The rope and everything could be sitting right before you. And if you don't know that you're supposed to drop that bucket, roll the bucket down and get your water and roll it back up and get it, if you don't know how to access it, if you don't know how to use it, if you don't know how to get it, you will never get it. So come to the understanding today that enough is enough. I'm tired of letting the devil run rapid over me. I've had enough of being talked about. I have enough of being taunted, ridiculed, and misused and mishandled and abused. I've had enough. I come to the understanding that the greater one is on the inside of me, and I am more than enough. I'm going to tap into my resources. I'm going to go to the Father, and I'm going to let my requests be made known, and I'm going to allow God to work this thing out. I'm going to allow him to birth it out of me, and whatever I promise him, I promise I'm going to keep my word and do it. This is Pastor Lasagna. This is Pastor Lasandra Brooks, a.k.a. your girl, Lala, the queen of conquering, simply here to help us to recognize what is trying to conquer us, what is trying to conquer you and me, and realize it, recognize it, and release it, and rise above it, and rebuild. Build. Put your hands to the plow. Get your hammer, get your nails, get your screwdriver, get all of your equipment that you need, all the tools that you need, and get to building, because you are more than enough. You have what's on the inside, but you got to realize what you're working with. Go forth today. Be blessed on today. I love you guys, and I appreciate you joining me on this wonderful, thriving Thursday. You're going to go forth. You're going to thrive. You're going to recognize. You're going to realize it, and you're going to step into your authority. You're going to tap into your authority. You're going to walk in your confidence and your ability, and what was once barren will flourish. I promise you, what was barren in your life, you will begin to feel. You will begin to feel movement. You will begin to feel movement, because after a few months of being pregnant, sometimes you don't even know that you're pregnant. You may not have missed, but you don't know that you're pregnant. But down after a few months, you feel a little fluttering on the inside. You're like, wait a minute, what is going on? Come on, expect the flutter, expect the movement, and then after a while, you're gonna get some kicks. After a while, you're gonna feel a lot of movement. After a while, you're gonna feel some discomfort, and then next thing you know, they're gonna be telling you to push out your purpose, push out your plan, push out your vision, push everything out that's on the inside of you that needs to be birthed and come out on the inside. I love you guys. I gotta go. Be encouraged. Until the next time, hopefully on tomorrow, you guys be blessed and have a wonderful conquering day. This is Pastor Lala. Bye-bye.